Chile volunteers work together to solve many problems for locals encountering difficulties. A Taiwan elementary school uses the outdoor space to teach children about the ecosystem. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. There are only less than 10 Tzu Chi volunteers in Chile, but they always make all-out effort whenever it is necessary. They offer financial assistance to a young woman suffering from cancer. Also, they send necessary supplies to 2 Venezuela refugees and help collect things for charitable sales to raise rental fee for a caring home.
We don't have gas to cook and take bath. We have water heater but no gas.
There is nothing inside the house. Sleeping on the floor every night, these 2 young men, who look for happiness in Chile originally, encountered a series of misfortunes.
¿Tu mamá estaba enferma? Sí. Ah, pero viajó igual.
Sí. Porque como no tenía medicamentos allá.
Ay, por eso que tuvo que viajar ella.
Ajá. Y al llegar acá, al mes y medio, no aguantó más.
Their mother passed away because of serious illness when she arrived at Chile. They used up all savings in their mother's funeral affairs. Feeling sad for them, on the next day, volunteers sent them necessary supplies including gas and a refrigerator, as well as a bed in which they mostly need.
I'm very happy. It's a big surprise to me that you have bought us a bed so that we can sleep in bed.
I'm very happy too. Thanks to Tzu Chi for coming to help, and also thank you for your smiling face.
A woman got cancer. We need to go and evaluate what can help. It takes about 2 hours for traveling.
Struggling with cancer for 7 years, Nadia stopped chemotherapy once in order to give birth to her 4th son. Her husband gave up working for 1.5 years already in order to take care of her.
The house is rented. We're suffering from financial crisis.
Tzu Chi volunteers send monetary aid to the family of 6 so as to solve the problem of possible food shortage. Although there are not many Tzu Chi volunteers in Chile, they try their best to offer assistance whenever it is necessary. A caring home needs to hold a charity sale in order to raise its rental fee. Volunteers immediately call out and collect a whole van of items for sale.
Anna is a Tzu Chi member. She often informs us whenever her friends make donations. One of her friends has donated a washing machine recently.
Just like a sparrow saving the forest fire, Tzu Chi volunteers never look down on one's own strength and cherish the rare smile from every suffering person.
Brazilian Tzu Chi volunteers went to a remote village to distribute glasses to impoverished people who suffer from poor vision. Volunteers also help them adjust the glasses in hopes that they can enjoy a better quality of life. Tzu Chi Brazil Liaison Office has been distributing glasses since February 2000. It has been nearly 20 years, and an 81-year-old volunteer Tsai Bingyong has never missed an event.
Originally, there were eye clinics at the free clinic, but later on it was canceled. After a few months, an eye doctor said that many poor people here can't afford glasses, and he suggested us to give out glasses.
Volunteers also promote Tzu Chi's humanistic spirit during each distribution. Pastor William joined to volunteer, and he hoped that everyone can expand the power of love.
I've been volunteering with Tzu Chi for almost 10 years. Tzu Chi has helped many impoverished to regain their vision and change their destiny. It's a great honor that I can have opportunities to help others.
Other than giving out glasses, volunteers also prepare food baskets to help families in need.
Senhora, fica contente. O que você recebeu?
Graças a Deus, tá bom. Graças a Deus, é uma benção.
O que você recebeu?
A coberta também.
E mais? Mais o quê?
72 families have received help. Volunteers hope to give love and care to improve their lives and warm their hearts. Bangkok City volunteers went to Ben Katolong School in Struan Phuan to bring students blankets for the upcoming winter. At the same time, the volunteers also taught them how to maintain personal hygiene.
Bantakolan School is located in the mountains. Bangkok Tzu Chi volunteers drove 3 hours over 200 kilometers to deliver 700 blankets to the students.
นิ่มไหมสวยไหมชอบไหม
ขอบคุณค่ะที่ได้มา
Thank you for giving us the blankets. We'll cherish them and we will also remember keeping the environment clean, as the volunteers have taught us.
This is located near the Thai-Burmese border. Most of the students are Karen, and they do not have Thai citizenship. Their families are poor, and they do not have the proper winter clothing to keep them warm in winter, when the temperature can become as low as 8 degrees Celsius.
ผู้ปกครองเขาคงจะดีใจมากๆเพราะว่า
These children's parents will be delighted to receive the Tzu Chi's blankets because they lack winter clothing. These students are truly fortunate.
The volunteers brought over blankets, help the girls remove headlines, and also teach the students how to keep their environment clean. Whether this is the first time for some volunteers or they have not come for years, all the volunteers are deeply touched.
ถ้าเราดูเด็กแล้วก็ต้องดูเขา
We must truly care for them and treat them sincerely.
ก็รู้สึกภูมิใจนะคะว่าได้
I really like it. I'm happy to be a bridge of love to give these loving blankets from Taiwan to these Thai children.
เด็กในเมืองไทยเนี่ยค่ะ
Before the freezing winter arrives, the volunteers came to deliver the blankets, and the children's laughter is the most beautiful reply.
Hong Kong City volunteers have held a scholarship award ceremony. This year, a total of 501 students have received help. Many parents and students also turn from a receiver to a giver, helping other people in need.
Each students come to attend the scholarship award ceremony held by Tzu Chi wearing uniforms. This year, a total of 501 elementary and junior high school students have received help. Besides parents, principals, and teachers have also attended, approving the scholarship positive effects to families and the society.
Reducing the family's financial burden helps to make a family more harmonious.
The volunteer who went to Africa to provide disaster relief also came to share his experience, broadening the participants' horizons.
After joining Tzu Chi, my personality has changed a lot. After my compassion has been inspired, I now understand what gratitude is.
After the activity concluded, many students adopted coin banks, with more than 30 parents signing up to serve as volunteers.
Since we have received help from the people, now it's our turn to help others. I have adopted a coin bank so that I can save some money to help others.
Now I can buy books, cloths, and other school supplies. It's really helpful. You have helped me, so I want to thank you for your help.
After receiving help, the students have learned to cherish their own blessings and will spread the power of goodness to other people in need.
Shinsa Elementary School has an area of more than 4 hectares. The school makes good use of the space by setting up several special teaching areas, including an adorable animal area and a greenhouse. Let's go visit.
At lunchtime, these students of Shinsa Elementary School bring their leftover lunches to feed the animals.
We can't waste food. It's good for the earth if we don't waste food.
To me, the noon hour is simply a break. If I come here to feed the turkeys, I can understand them better.
There are turkeys, chicks, and ducklings in this adorable animal area, which is set up by the school.
This allows the students to learn about life education. Those lower-class students really like watching these animals and will interact with them.
Since the elementary school has a large area of 4 hectares, the school made the best use of space by setting up various special teaching areas with rich ecosystem.
我现在拿的这个植物是绿薄荷，可以拿来吃，可以拿来泡茶。
The herbs garden allows the students to learn many types of herbs. There are also an aquatic plant and orchid garden. The most popular one is the greenhouse, where you can see many succulent plants.
Because the class is very interesting, I look very much forward to every lesson.
I've learned how to do cottage and the names of many succulent plants.
The most important thing is life education. We'll encounter many difficulties in the planting process. We must learn how to overcome them.
The diversified teaching environment can help enhance students' learning experiences.
This year is the 20th anniversary of the 9/21 earthquake. Back then, Tzu Chi rebuilt over 50 schools, and Xinsa Elementary School was the first one to be completed. The campus is designed with much consideration, and Tzu Chi volunteers go to the school to teach Jingsi aphorisms to the students.
The aerial view of Xinsa Elementary School shows how large the campus is. Their classrooms are spacious and bright. The long hallways are well covered, so the students will not get wet when they enter the classes while it is raining. On both sides of the hallway are hills made with collected waste dirt. They are named gratitude, love, and tolerance.
Gratitude refers to we are grateful to everyone who donated to rebuild this school. While we're grateful for their kindness, we must pay back the love. Tolerance refers to paying attention to other people's merits.
The 9/21 earthquake caused serious damage to Xinsa Elementary School, but the students' education could not be delayed. So Huang Shizhong, school principal at that time, asked Master Zheng Yan for help, so the school was rebuilt. Those Tzu Chi volunteers or DaAi mothers go to the school to teach Jingsi aphorisms in the morning.
Remain soft-spoken and gentle, even when reason is on your side. I was a class head in grade 2. When a classmate made a mistake, I'll tell him with a peaceful mind.
These kids give me motivation, so I want to keep passing on the love.
Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Mingzhen was once affected by the 9/21 earthquake. She joined Tzu Chi because she was touched by Tzu Chi. Like all other DaAi mothers, she will continue accompanying the students with love.
After the 9/21 earthquake, a lot of positive support came from the people of Taiwan to help those in disaster areas. At the same time, many were welcome in joining the Tzu Chi family as local Buddhist advocates. Some 20 years later, they continue to do charitable work to help those in need.
My son Yuhao was less than 2 months old, and I just hugged him and jumped from the window when the house collapsed. Unfortunately, his head hit a brick when coming down.
Her son's injury turned into cerebral edema. After living in the intensive care unit for a month, later she went to live with her sister in Zhanghua's Shushui.
Our home is a little cracked on the first floor. The refrigerator also fell down. We are thinking that her house is relatively new. It should be fine. But actually, they were the worst off.
They didn't dare live in their home. There was a cemetery near them, so we lived in the cemetery for almost a week in tents and didn't dare go home.
20 years later, the Jinju family has already been rebuilt.
At that time, the first floor was a little hollow because there was a parking lot on the first floor. We are a little tilted here. You can see that it is a little tilted here, and that's the way it collapsed.
The disaster of the century inspired the love of all Taiwanese, and Jinju felt the amazing mobilization of Tzu Chi volunteers.
After my child was discharged from the hospital, I was surprised that Tzu Chi people knew I was from Nantou. I don't know where the information came from. They asked if I needed any help, and I said not at the moment. I just wanted my child to be safe.
Everyone contributes and no one distinguishes amongst who can receive this love. This is what Master Zheng Yin says bodhisattvas emerged from the ground.
Everyone was very concerned and brought things from home. At that time, we have to build a DaAi village in Zhongxing New Village. Many Taipei brothers and local brothers and sisters took turns cooking hot food there. Whatever type of melon sugar they had at home, they took the initiative to use it.
Later, Jinghua went to Zhongxing New Village to buy a house, and while Jingzhu's family was waiting for their home to be rebuilt, they followed her there.
In fact, Jinghua's house was for 2 households. It was really reluctant, but I think Jinghua's husband, who is a Tzu Chi volunteer now, was a generous-hearted person.
Driven by the warmth of the local community, the sisters began to assist Tzu Chi volunteers in the Project Hope at Zhongxing Middle School. This time, the cerebral edema condition of Jinzhu's son was not stable. The Tzu Chi documenting volunteer from Taipei Sanzhong, Chen Meiling, was quite familiar with Jinzhu and her son.
At that time, she was actually taking the child to do recycling work. Her child at the time was walking a little unstable. And I know that Master Zheng Yin was coming. I was actually more happy than anyone because I knew that these mothers in this community were quite hardworking, and I wanted the Master to see this. Also, I wanted to let the Master see the small bodhisattva and touch his head and bless him. I didn't expect his dream to come true.
At that time, Zhongxing Middle School was a gathering place for local bodhisattvas to do recycling work and offer tea. It was also a place to replenish the spirit of 921 survivors in their households. The 2 sisters of Jinzhu and Jinhua naturally became Tzu Chi volunteers.
At that time, the first impression we had made us feel very moved and admired. When they arrived at Zhongxing Middle School, we saw Chen Meiling from Taipei. We asked her if we could join Tzu Chi, and she brought us to do recycling.
Mei Ling said she was going to set up a tea station. From that time on, we had more contact. We just wanted to volunteer in the community, but after we accumulated more experience and confidence from Tzu Chi sisters, we have eventually turned out like this.
The little boy who experienced so much trouble when he was young has eventually grown up healthily. 20 years later, local bodhisattvas are still doing Tzu Chi quietly because they want to give back forever.
When the disaster occurred, we were very grateful that there were so many caring people. This made me feel that a lot can be done by helping people out.
During the disaster, Tzu Chi accompanied us the whole time and never gave up on us, which helped give us hope.
We want to help others, and we want to remember our initial aspiration to help others.
When wearing this uniform, one doesn't need to say anything. It represents where there is suffering, we are willing to go. Every Tzu Chi person has this trait. They are willing to take on the mission of Tzu Chi to do the good things for society.
September 21st has opened up many people's kindness and good thoughts. Jinhua and Jinzhu represent this as they are able to lend a hand when it is needed.
To celebrate 7th anniversary, Studio Tzu Chi Clinic held a Chinese medicine-free clinic. A cancer patient suffered from mobility issues after undergoing a surgery for herniated disc in July. Although she had visited many doctors for treatments, her health condition did not improve. After visiting the Tzu Chi Clinic to receive acupuncture treatment, she felt surprised by the healing efficacy.
On the 7th anniversary of Suzhou Tzu Chi Clinic, the hospital hosts a free clinic for the community. Luo Jiayu is a cancer patient who underwent minimally invasive surgery for herniated discs in July. However, she is only able to move about in a wheelchair after surgery.
She sought medical help in many places as she visited many hospitals and saw many doctors, but nobody could guarantee that she could recover from this illness and get up to walk.
After Luo Jiayu received acupuncture treatment from traditional Chinese medicine Dr. Wu Sen, miracles happened.
现在走个过瘾哈。我几个月都不能走。几个月，他几个月不能走，现在可以走了。对对对。手术完了就到晚上12点，那个麻药一过去又不能又停起来。现在终于能走了哈。啊，从不能走，现在可以走了。要给我们什么卢教授点赞，要给生医点赞。我在针灸之前。
I had been unable to walk for 3 months before I received acupuncture treatment. It was until I received treatment from Dr. Wu was I able to stand up and walk. I didn't believe I could stand up and walk, but now I can finally stand up and walk for a long distance.
On the 7th anniversary, the medical professionals and volunteers have invited local residents to have a gathering. The superintendent also emphasizes that preventive health care is the clinic's main work in the future.
Whether it be the past 7 years or the next 10 years, we'll go in the direction to ensure all aspects of preventative health care will be well done, so as to serve both the community and society.
Suzhou Tzu Chi Clinic combines medical care with charity services to safeguard the health of local residents. In the meantime, love has also become a good remedy for curing illnesses.
Tzu Chi volunteers of the Burnaby area celebrated its 1-year anniversary of their official office opening. Volunteers held a street clean-up event to show feedback to the supporting government and community. Let's join them there.
Before the street cleanup event began, everyone was very optimistic for how well kept the neighborhood was.
I've already checked it already and it looks pretty clean, so I think our walk around the block will be under an hour.
Only when the event began did they realize the perceived clean street was a misconception. The sidewalk cracks hid a lot of cigarette butts. The abandoned lights and airy plastic bags are caught in the bushes, becoming trash. There was a lot of garbage to be picked up, and the street cleanup event held to celebrate the Burnaby Service Center's 1-year anniversary came just in time.
When we were picking up the trash, cars that passed by honked and gave us the thumbs up. It was quite encouraging.
We hope to involve ourselves in our community, and through Tzu Chi, our hearts can feel more united.
Volunteers plan to host more classes and events in the upcoming year, in hopes of uniting like-minded people and continuing doing deeds of compassion.
The Tzu Chi Academy in Oregon State in the U.S. has begun this new semester. Teachers and students learn recycling knowledge from volunteers and set out goals to maintain an environmentally friendly campus. Take a look and see you next time.